One stock just cracked today's top 5 for July 13th, MRNA. Moderna is down 10.83% today, but here's the puzzle. RBC Capital just raised their price target on the stock, so we've got a headline bearish move, double-digit sell-off colliding with analyst confidence. That contradiction is why today's watch verdict carries LOW conviction. The market is genuinely unsure where this one goes next. Is this the flush out before a bigger move, or the start of a deeper pullback? Let's dig in. The technicals show structure, not panic. Price at 68.27 is holding well above the 50-day moving average at 55.16. That's a 23.6% cushion. The 200-day is even lower at 42.38, so the long-term uptrend is intact on a weekly chart. Yes, we're down 20.2% from the 52-week high, but volume on today's decline is only 1.16 times average. That's orderly selling, not the capitulation you'd see on 3 to 5 times volume. RSI at 54.83 is dead neutral, neither overbought nor oversold. This is technical weakness without panic confirmation. Let me break down what the signals are actually telling us. First, technicals. We have moving average support underneath us. Both the 50 and 200 are trending higher, which is constructive. Support sits at 46.30, which would be a minus 32% drawdown from here. Second, the wider price action shows we've made a strong run on mRNA vaccine tailwinds, and pullbacks are normal in a bull run. The entry zone is flagged at 61.31 to 63.15, which suggests the technical team expects a better opportunity to add on this weakness. That's the setup. Wait for lower entry before committing real capital. Resistance above at 85.60 gives us our target range. Moderna is biotech, and biotech moves on clinical data and regulatory news. The top headline is RBC raising their price target, which is bullish. But here's the risk. We have data unavailable flagged on the thesis, which means we don't have clarity on what's moving the stock. Is it pipeline optimism, COVID booster demand, or capital allocation? That fog is part of why conviction is LOW. There are no earnings in the immediate pipeline, so no hard catalyst near term. The real risk is pipeline disappointment or sector rotation into a different set of names if biotech leadership changes. Watch for Moderna's own announcements or FDA guidance on extended protection boosters. The options market is flashing a bullish signal underneath the price weakness. The put-to-call ratio is 0.193, which means for every $1 of put protection being bought, nearly $5 are going into call upside bets. That's very bullish sentiment from the options crowd. Implied volatility is at 0.4541, which for a biotech name is fairly elevated, making call purchases expensive relative to baseline. So smart money is paying up for call premium and expensive insurance bet on upside, which tells us options traders see more upside probability than downside even after today's 10% drop. That's a meaningful divergence from price action and worth watching as a leading indicator. Here's the bottom line. Watch with neutral direction, and LOW conviction means don't chase today's weakness, but don't avoid the stock either. The entry zone is 61.31 to 63.15. That's about 10% lower from here. If you're interested, wait for that zone and use a stop at 52.18, which is just below the MA50 as a structural guardrail. Your targets, if the setup works, are 80, 85.60 and 78.51. That gives you a risk-reward of 0.73, meaning for every $1 you risk down to the stop, we're targeting $1.37 in the three-part upside. It's not a home run, but it's workable if the RBC upgrade thesis pans out and biotech leadership stays intact. Until the entry zone is hit, this is watch and wait. Moderna is at an inflection point. The price is down, technicals are steady, but the options market is optimistic and an analyst just raised their target. That's not a buy it now signal, but it's a get ready to buy it lower signal. The setup rewards patience. Wait for the 61-63 zone and reassess on any biotech sector news or pipeline updates. If you own it, use the 52.18 stop to protect against structural breakdown, but technicals don't suggest capitulation yet. Stay tuned as the picture clarifies.